Hey, this is Charles Onyet. I'm continuing my review in progress with ArenaNets Guild Wars 2. This is, an MMO, so it is a very big game. It requires a lot of time to play. And I've been showing off a lot of combat so far as I level my character, but right now I'm going to show off what you can do back in town, the non-combat aspects, specifically the crafting system, which I found I really like. It has a bit of a learning curve. It's not really all that clear what you're supposed to do initially, but after playing in a bunch of beta weekends pre-launch and now spending a lot of time with it post-launch, I've found that I understand the system now, and I really enjoy how it ties into character progression, not only in making useful items, but in how you can actually level up by crafting, which I think is great. So you can have 2 crafting disciplines active at a time, and you can actually switch between them very easily, which I'm going to do right now to show off what it's like. So, I am an armorsmith and a cook right now. I'm talking to this guy to be a huntsman. Huntsman is not something I'm necessarily interested in, just showing this off to show you how it works. So if I switch over to be a huntsman, he gives me the option to drop one of my actives, so I'm going to drop armorsmith. And there you go, I'm a huntsman now. And the advantage of this is that I've been going around collecting pieces of wood that I haven't really done anything with in the world. I've collected from trees sitting around in the game world. I've hacked at them with axes, collected bits of wood. I gain experience for that, gain experience for my character, but they've just been sitting in my inventory, so I'd like to do something with them. So I actually did this a little earlier and was able to make, turn a whole bunch of pieces of wood I got into planks. I had all these green wood logs, and I'd crafted them into planks and then started making dowels, so I can actually bring some of that from my inventory into my menu. So I'm going to find the wood in here, which, oh my god, where is it? I pretty much just yeah, there it is. So bring these planks in. Here are more planks, wooden dowels, etc. You get a whole bunch of items. This is your overall collection of crafting materials that just sits here. You can drop crafting materials that are in your active inventory into this menu at any time, and this basically works as a collectibles bank. So that's very convenient. You don't have to worry about these crowding up your inventory when you're out in the field fighting things. The other nice thing I like about this system is the labeling. If you mouse over any of these items, it will show you what discipline the particular item is useful for. So for instance, as an armorsmith, I'm sitting here, well, should I pull this rawhide leather section out into my inventory? No, I shouldn't, because it's only for artificers, huntsmen, leather workers, and tailors, so I don't really need to worry about it. And it also shows levels on there, so you know if something's a little too high level for you. Like, for instance, this is Huntsman 75. It's highlighted in red. Makes it very easy for me to know that I shouldn't necessarily be worrying about that just yet. It's a higher level item. So I really like the system of labeling and just making everything a little clearer. This system definitely could have been way more confusing, and I think ArenaNet's done a good job of making it comprehensible. Once you really start to get the hang of things, you can appreciate that type of attention to detail. Anyway, back to making things. So I brought some wooden planks into my inventory so I can make some wooden dowels, which are used, I guess, in some other recipes here, because this is a little bit new to me. I'm not entirely sure what... Okay, yeah, so I can make it for these inscriptions and things like that. These recipes will eventually build longbows, guns, not necessarily useful for my guardian class, not weapons I can use, which is why I didn't pick this class, or I'm sorry, this discipline for crafting. But, so let me start creating some wooden dowels. You can see building one gives me experience up here. It also gives me experience down here. So not only am I increasing my huntsman level, I'm increasing my overall character level. So yeah, you can, when you go back to town to craft things after you've been collecting things in the field, there you go, you can see the little increase there. You can legitimately come back to town and really level your character. You can get a lot of experience out of doing this. The system's also pretty convenient because you will just learn new things to craft as you level up your discipline. They will just appear in this list. So it's not like you need to go to a trainer and buy and spend a ton of money on new recipes and things like that. So it is much more convenient in that sense, and I really like how it ties into the overall progression system. Now, there are a bunch of different things you can do to get this bar to increase more quickly, and the best thing you can do aside from obviously building higher level items, you don't want to build stuff that's grayed out, otherwise it's not going to get you any experience necessarily. So you go to this Discovery tab, and you can use items from your inventory to drop into these slots to find new items. That gives you a huge experience bonus, and then that item is then available in your production tab. So you get a nice discovery element there, a nice surprise when you are able to build something new. You know, it's a satisfying feeling, and also you're rewarded quite well for it. So I'm going to show off how easy it is to get back into armor smithing now that I've taken up the Huntsman crafting discipline. I'm going to go back to the armor smith trainer here in town and relearn armor smithing. So please teach me to be an armor smith. You can see there's a cost associated with this. That's actually a pretty high cost. So I am penalized a little bit in that regard, in that I do have to hand over some money, but it's, you know, pretty simple. I'll just deactivate Huntsman and become an armor smith. Okay, I'm an armor smith again, and then I open up...
Live well.
Where is the station? So I open this up, and here is my full armor smithing recipe list. I didn't lose anything here. This is still exactly the same. I just had to pay that fee. So your progress is saved across disciplines, even when you switch. Really cool feature. So now I'll show off the discovery feature with what's been my favorite crafting discipline so far, which has been the chef, just because there are so many different, really surprisingly appetizing things you can make here. Including, including cheeseburgers. You have stir fry, hamburgers, a little less exciting than cheeseburgers. Really well, I mean, this is a minor detail, but something I really appreciate. Again, just like a lot of the game, you can tell that ArenaNets put a lot of thought into how everything works, not just on a high level, but right down to the details. A lot of attention given to creating these very specific icons, and there are a lot of different things you can make. They all look great. I would eat all of this. I mean, cup of potato fries, buttermilk biscuit, onion rings, you know, loaf of bread, a little less interesting, but, you know, slice of buttered toast. There you go. A slightly more exciting bowl of sautéed carrots, but, you know, really cool art in the icons, which is something I always think is cool to see in an MMO. So what I'm going to do right now is build possibly my most anticipated piece of food that I've seen so far, passed off, which I now have a ball of dough, and I think, if I combine this correctly, that I can make pizza. So I have jars of tomato sauce, I have cheese wedges, I have a ball of dough, and this is how this works. So it'll show this checkbox, it'll say 2 possible unknown recipes, add more compatible ingredients. Oh no, the game's gonna restart, I gotta go fast. Must go quickly, oh my god, here we go. So it looks like I have something, I craft the item to save the recipe, craft it, and cheese pizza, that happened. I am saving that screenshot. So I have just made pizza, and I can go back into my tab, and you can see that pizza will be here somewhere. There it is, it's listed under meals. So now I can make slices of cheese pizza, and these give me bonuses during battle. When I eat anything, any of these things, I get a bonus experience from kills, and also different effects depending on what I do. I think I can also make mushroom pizza. I don't know if it's going to let me do that. Maybe, yeah, I think I have to be higher level to make mushroom pizza. And the way you get these components is you find resource nodes around the world, and you can also break down items using these salvage kits that will destroy items that maybe you don't want to use, that you can't sell, because guess what? The trading post, still down, not working, down for maintenance, so you can't really sell and buy stuff on there. That would be much more convenient. But yeah, you break down items using salvage kits. There are various types of salvage kits, so on crappy items you just use a basic salvage kit. On nicer items that maybe have things like runes and runes attached to them, you can recover those runes when you break the item down by using, better salvage kits. So you get a chance to recover those runes and get better items through there, and I've actually accumulated quite a few of those in my bank. So overall, really cool system. I really like how it ties back into progression. It makes it feel like you're never really wasting time, and it's very worthwhile. A lot of the things I've made through armor smithing I'm actually wearing on my character. So this helmet I found in a dungeon, these shoulders I found at a karma vendor, but the rest of the stuff I crafted and I'm wearing, and it's totally viable. for my current build. So I'm happy with their usefulness, and of course, I mean, making pizza by itself is pretty awesome, but the fact that, you know, it can also give me a plus 8% condition duration and 10% experience from kills is a nice bonus. And so I eat the pizza, and now I have this bonus. It's a 30-minute buff, so, I mean, cooking may not be the most glamorous crafting discipline, but I've found it to be a lot of fun so far, and I look forward to checking out some higher-level recipes in the game as I continue to progress. And I will continue to play and provide updates on IGN.com as I level my character. So for a lot more on Guild Wars 2, keep checking back with IGN.